What up, though? Married at First Sight peeps. Rocking the bucket hat, you know. Used to wear something like this back in the days, had all the colors red, yellow, blue. Anyway, tonight's episode, I missed a little bit of the first part because Dish Network decided to dish and they were having some problems. So I came in where Myrla was talking to Rachel, and it sounded like Gil had surprised Rachel with some type of gift or something. I'm not really sure what he got her, but maybe you guys can leave in the comments and let me know what I missed. But tonight's episode, I'm looking forward to next week's more than tonight's. Looks like there's a lot of craziness going on next week. But anyway, tonight, I'll start off with Bao and Johnny. Bao started cooking for Johnny. Looked real delicious. Looked like salmon and vegetables. Looked like she really knows how to do her thing in the kitchen. But Johnny kind of ruined the moment. He started, complaining. The more this goes on, it's starting to really look, like I said before, like Bao is the more mature one in the relationship, and it looks like Johnny is stuck in his college days thinking he's a player. But anyway, he said that this is about the time that I would end most relationships. She said, why would you even say that? That's what I'm thinking too. I'm like, she made you a nice dinner. She didn't have to. And you're going to sit there and start complaining? A lot of these men today are just built different. I mean, the psychology is just crazy. But anyway, he's complaining and stuff, but later they start to get along, looks like they handled their business later, if you know what I mean. So maybe that'll calm Johnny's complaints down, Bao's a real likable person, Only thing that I didn't like was the shower thing. But other than that, she seems like a real down-to-earth, likable person. And Johnny should know from his dating history that there's not a lot of cool women out there, that just ain't, hey, I ain't Kevin Samuels, but that's how it is. Ain't a lot of cool women out there. So he should be happy he got a nice young lady who really likes him, had a crush on him from back in the day. So he should be happy about that. Stop complaining, man. Take it from me. Stop complaining. Let's move on to Rachel and Jose. Now, Jose is stuck on his credit score and pulling out the whiteboard and talking about a budget and everything. And they went to this exercise thing, and they had goats, and she was noticing how he's holding a goat. And she's like, oh, looks like you'll make a great father. She keeps talking about having children. And she thinks Jose would make a great dad. And I think so that... let's just say that he is very nitpicky, and I can see it getting on her nerves later. He's talking about how she left the toothpaste and everything. I'm like, these aren't really things that you hear dudes complain about. Like I said, dudes today are built differently. They're not the same as the type of dudes I grew up with. Dudes was about being hard when I grew up, being G's. Nowadays, it's a little estrogen slipping in the bloodstream. But he's complaining and this and that. And one thing that was cool though, she was talking to the camera and she said, well, they were talking and he was bothered by the fact that she said she had cheated on a past boyfriend. She was in an 8-year relationship with the guy and cheated on him in year 2. She had a girls' night out, blamed the drinks. I said, I was just talking to somebody about that. Like, I've never been a fan of a girls' day out or girls' night out because it's usually just an excuse for them to get wild. So she had a girls' night out, said she learned from the experience. And the guy obviously took her back because he was with her 8 years and she cheated on him in year 2. Jose told the camera, though, he said, if you cheat on me, I'm not going to forgive you. So I guess that's the route she doesn't want to go down with Jose. But she was talking about, she was kind of weirded out by the fact that he dated a girl for 4 years and said he never told her that he loved her. She's like, 4 years? So that was kind of odd, I thought too, you know. I don't know if that's his way of keeping the woman, you know, chasing him, feeling like he's, you know, in a relationship, one person usually likes the other more, you know, likes the person more than the other. So I don't know if that's his little scheme to keep the woman chasing him so they can hear him say, I love you. But she said that she said, I love you to him. And she said he didn't say it back. Then she said, oh, Trek, you know, he said it back. And you hear Jose in the background say, I didn't say it that fast or whatever. But so she said, I love you to Jose, and he said it back. You know, that's pretty fast, thinking that he didn't do it in a 4-year relationship. And now all of a sudden he's saying it. So looks positive. I see some drama coming up ahead, you know, which I kind of predicted was coming. And she said next week something about she don't love him no more. And I don't quite know what happens, but it looks like some drama is headed their way. So we covered Bow and Johnny, Rachel and Jose. Let's move on to one of our favorite couples, Myrla and Gil. Now the big thing with them is he calls her bougie and he's frugal. But the thing that stood out with me tonight with them is near the end of the show where they're eating together. And she said something about she wanted a brunch husband or a breakfast husband, something like that. And he's, you know, he said, I want to know that I'm wanted. I don't want it to be like you just need a warm body, you know, eating with you. Like anybody will do. I want to know that I'm important. And she still said, well, I just want you to have brunch with me. So he looked at her like, did you not just hear what I said? He wants to be important to her. And the thing, you know, Myrla has positive sides to her. She's real feminine. She's not easy. She's got class about her. That's what I like about her. But she's not the most affectionate person in the world. And she doesn't bend when he tells her what he's looking for. And she still keeps on with it, you know. On Unfiltered, she said, all he has to do is tell me what he wants. Well, he just told you he wants to feel wanted, and you're still talking about something about having a brunch partner. He didn't marry you to be a brunch partner. He married you to be your husband and you to be his wife and to act accordingly. But, you know, it's just a trip. I always say that these people, she doesn't seem like a personality type that would even go on a show like this. She doesn't seem like this would be her cup of tea. But maybe she did it at a moment of desperation and now she's kind of circling the drain. But it's just a trip seeing how things unfold. And there was something else that happened with Miss Myrla and Gil. What was it? I know the big thing about him not getting a kiss or whatever. Oh, yeah, he was rubbing her feet. You know, I guess he thought that might lead to something else, and she's looking at her cell phone, distracted. And she said, I prefer if you rub my feet, you know, if they're sore. And she gave it a rating of a 5 out of a 10, which isn't too good. So, you know, I guess Gil's little scheme didn't work. I guess he thought I'd rub her foot and see where this leads. It didn't lead to anything. She wasn't slightly impressed. So we'll see where this leads. Gil keeps talking about if he doesn't get a kiss, he's going to be out of there, you know, the divorce word. So we'll see where what happens. You know, she's just, I think you have to break through her wall that she seems to have up. Once you break through that, you might get a whole different Myrla. But right now she's got a wall up and she's not flexible, you know. She's flexible on those exercise pictures on her wall, but she's not very flexible when it comes to the marriage. Anyway, okay, let's head to Michaela and Zack, which are becoming drama-filled. Zack cannot seem to let go of the fact that he thinks Michaela doesn't know how to handle conflict resolution, and he keeps going on and on about it. And he told her at one point, he said, if I'm doing something wrong, let me know what it is, because I don't know what I'm doing wrong. She said, well, you can talk. And he is talking, but he's just kind of repeating the same thing over and over. I don't know if he's looking for a way out or just what. But later they went out to eat, and or did they go out to eat? They went somewhere anyway, dressed up, and they seem to be getting along now, for now. But I've seen previews of what's to come, so something's gonna jump off. But he seems like he's just not the type to let stuff go. He keeps critiquing her off things that's happened to him, which isn't fair, because you're critiquing her off somebody else's performance. Let her do what she's gonna do. And sure, you might have arguments, whatever, but you can't keep harping on it once somebody apologizes. That gets old. And now she seems like she's kind of getting fed up with it too. But they, like I said, later on for the show, in this show, they started getting along. So we'll see what happens with that. I just think dude's got to let it go, man. And then he ends up crying, looks like next week or something. It's like, man, back to what I said. Men today are built differently than men when I grew up. We were G's. G's. Real G's. So, for getting Ryan and Brett, not too much with them. They're kind of mixing me up a little bit, because I thought they were, gonna make it and they were getting along great. Now they talking like they're on they're both in the friend zone. So I can't quite figure out what's up with them. Sometimes I wonder if a couple thinks we may not get picked for future spinoffs or shows if we get along too great, so let's stir up a little controversy. I don't know if that's what's happening or not, but it seems a little odd now that all of a sudden, out of the blue, they don't seem to be getting along. I don't know. Let me know what you guys thought of this week's episode. I'm not sure which episode this is yet. Gotta go back and look. Tell me what I missed at the beginning. What gift or whatever did Gil give to Myrla? Let me know. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, share, and be fearless. Yay, yay.